blessing to see 2019, and like our minister said, a lot of us didn't see 2019 come in. But when I was doing my devotion this morning, the thing that stuck out to me was, I trust you, Jesus.
Yes, Lord.
And as I look back on my life in 2018, you know, some things you ask God for, it hasn't come to pass yet. And you wonder, well, God, are you hearing my prayers? Yeah, he hears your prayers. But maybe what he has for me is not what I would want for me. Maybe what I want is not his will for me. Delay does not mean denied. But if I trust you, Jesus, then I trust your blessing for my life, not what I would have my blessing be. See, because God knows everything. He sees everything. And the way he sees us, I want to see me through his eye. Because he may have greater for us. He has miracles for us. But you have to obey him and follow him and trust him. And then, you know, he has miracles for us. But what are we doing to prepare for a miracle? We wouldn't be ready if he gave it to us right now today. Because we haven't done what he told us to do. So we have to trust him. Yes, 2019 is a year of anew, to be new, to your mind to be renewed, for your spirit to be renewed. So all I ask for you today, as we sing this song, lift up your hands. Open up your mind and your heart to what God has for you. Because his will is perfect, ours is not. I'll tell you the truth, if he gave me some things I asked for, I'd be miserable. But I want what he wants for me. Want what he wants for you. I'm ready for a blessing from you, God. My hands are lifted up. My heart is open. Hallelujah. Thank you, God. Come on, team.
How many of you hearts is ready to receive a blessing from God? Come on. And joy that he has for you. All you have to do is lift your hands and praise. Thank you.
I trust you, Jesus. I trust you, Jesus. Whatever your will is for my life, I trust you, Jesus. I trust you, Jesus. Oh.
God brought us here, didn't he? Last week I talked about out with the old and in with the new. New wine and new wineskins. want to talk to you today about what are you going to do in 2019 that's going to be different from 2018? What areas of your life that you felt that weren't quite right, that you got another chance to get it right? What are some areas that came through real well that you want to improve on? The devil threw some haymakers in 2018, y'all. Amen. Some of y'all got caught with an uppercut. I still got the bruise on my cheek, but I'm still standing. Y'all still here, right? The devil thought he had you and took you out, but you're still here. Why? Why did God bring you out of 2018, 2019? Now you know you don't deserve it. You know if the devil had his way, you'd have been dead a long time ago. But God saw fit to step right in and allow us to see another year. Now, I know you had some ups and downs, some trials and tribulations, but you also had some breakthroughs. Your setbacks were never setups for comebacks. Because here you sit on January 6th at 600 Humphrey Street, praising God anyhow. Hallelujah. I'm talking about y'all. Thank you. Thank you, Lord, for another day. Thank you for another year. Thank you for another blessing. Thank you. 2019, we should have new values, new vigor, and a new vision. You need to have a vision too. What is your purpose? What is God's purpose for you? Well, y'all know I'm coming at you at the first of the year now, so don't even act like y'all surprised.
We know it.
Because I want you to think, because so many times we just go through and we feel good. Devil don't care if you feel good. He just hope you don't ask no questions. He hope you don't seek God's face. All he wants you to do is to dance out here just feeling good. But you better take some Bible with you. Purpose. Purpose. God has a purpose for us because you were created for a purpose. Purpose, the reason for which something is done or created or for which something exists. Why do you exist? Why were you created? Why would God allow you to make it to now?
Thank you, Lord.
What are your goals? What are you trying to achieve? Goals, the object of a person's ambition or effort, an aim or desired results. What do you want out of 2019 that you didn't get in 2018? Real talk. Goals. An observable and measurable end result, having one or more objectives to be achieved with a one or less fixed time frame. In other words, you got to have a time frame for what you're looking for. You got to plan that thing. Pursuing God's purpose for your life. Let me just read the text for you, and then I'm going to go back because we're coming out of Philippians. Philippians 3. Paul wrote to the church of Philippi. Philippians 3, 12 through 14. Paul said a lot in Philippians 3. Paul came clean in Philippians 3.
Wow.
You better come clean in 2019. Did y'all hear me?
Amen.
I'm coming clean. I know that's right. The problem with us, though, we fake it and we act like it and we go on with it like it, you know, like he don't know. But who's whom and who? And if he created you, he wants the best for you, and he wants to get the most out of you so you can advance what he has for you because you were created to do his will. I mean, really, God has a purpose. He has a plan. He has something waiting for you to do so that the gospel can be advanced. Don't you know that there are people dying right now and going to hell? All because they haven't heard?
My Lord.
Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by Philippians 3:12-14. I don't mean to say that I've already achieved these things or that I have already reached perfection.
Wow.
But I press on to possess that perfection for which Christ Jesus first possessed me.
Yes.
Nor, dear brothers and sisters, I have not achieved it. But I focus on one thing.
Yes.
Somebody say focus. Quit losing focus. You focus for a few days.
Wow.
The next thing you start straying.
Jesus.
See, can I be real with y'all? That's why gyms oversell memberships. Because they know that you're only going to show up for 3 or 4 times. And after that, they're going to get your money, and you're going to, and other people, it's going to be empty after January. So every machine going to be empty, and you can do what you want. But come night night, you can't get a machine because.
That's right.
Lord have mercy.
That's right.
But I focus on this one thing. Forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead.
Yes.
I press on to reach the end
Yes.
of the race. Don't y'all know y'all running a race?
Yes.
Whether you like it or not, whether you're out of bounds or not, whether you're lagging behind or not, whether you follow the rules or not, or you in a race. You better be in it to win it. I guarantee you that. Well, why run a race if you ain't gonna win it?
That's right.
Every time I suit up to win. You should have suited up before you left home. You ought to have the hold on. Y'all not gonna talk to me. The hold on with God. Better put your helmet on.
Amen.
Teach it.
I press on to reach the end of the race and receive the heavenly prize for which God, through Jesus Christ, is calling us.
Hallelujah.
Father, I thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
I thank you for just saving us.
All right.
But not just saving us, God. I thank you for giving us a plan, giving us a mission, giving us a purpose. Purpose to feel fulfilled. Feel like we're achieving what you created us to achieve. To do what you called us to do. God, I pray that 2019 be that year.
Yes.
Yes, Lord.
That this year
Yes.
be all you've been waiting for us. Because you're not the problem. It's us. So I pray, God, that we have new values, new vigor, and new vision. Because we perish. The people perish for lack of vision. So have your way in this place today. Speak to us. Just use me to speak through me. God, I'm waiting on you. I need to hear from you. I need a word from you.
Yes.
Because it's 2019. I know, Lord, it's going to be something else. It's going to be rough for the unbeliever. It's going to be rough for the believer. That's why we're going to need you to get through. We can't lose focus. We can't drop the baton. We got to run this race. We got to run it to win it. So, Father, speak. 2018.
Thank you.
And bless 2019.
Thank you.
In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Pursuing God's purpose for our life. Paul said, I don't mean to say that I've already achieved these things or that I've already reached perfection. Paul had said earlier was that he thought he was somebody. He thought he had it going on until he met a man named Jesus. His values, his vision was totally different after he met Jesus. His values were that he worked for God and he would persecute the church. His values were that he could hold the coats of the men who picked up the rocks to stone the first martyr called Stephen. Doing it in the name of God. But now Paul has a new value. This is what he says. He's in verse 7. He says, I once thought these things were valuable. Talking about being a Pharisee. Talking about being zealous to persecute the church. Talking about being a member of the tribe of Benjamin. Talking about being a pure-blooded citizen of Israel. Talking about being circumcised. He thought that was all he needed. Valuable. But when he met Jesus, he found out it was worthless. Yes, everything else is worthless when compared with the infinite value of knowing Christ Jesus, my Lord. See, once you get to know Jesus, everything else starts lining up. Amen. Your bad thinking turns into right thinking. Whether you like it or not, whether you follow it or not, God always going to put you on the right track. God would not allow you to walk in sin and not convict you. Amen. What father lets a child sin and not tell him and not punish him? Man, God chastises the one that he loves. He loves. Paul says here that what he wanted, I want to know Christ and experience the mighty power that raised him from the dead. I want to suffer with him and share in his death so that one way or another I will experience the resurrection from the dead. I don't know about you, but I want to experience the resurrection from the dead. I want to know Christ. I want to experience the mighty power that raised him from the dead. This is what he's talking about in here. Don't you want to know Jesus? I mean, I know you know him now, but you don't really know him like you ought to know him. And you'll never get to know him like you're supposed to know him until you get to meet him face to face. But Paul is saying right here, he said, I know for you people in Philippi, I know y'all think I got it going. I know I look holier than thou. But I want to let you know that I have not achieved the things that I'm talking about. I have not reached perfection. I have not reached perfection. Paul is saying, the Christian life is a process.
That's right.
We are, as believers, are considered righteous when we accept salvation. Our entire lives are marked by growth toward Christ likeness. You see, when you come to Christ, you start out as an infant, and you meet Christ, and what he does there is that you grow day by day, and you mature to be more Christ-like. That's what's called sanctification. Complete perfection will not be attained until Jesus' second coming. And that's when he's going to take us back with him. I wouldn't be surprised if he show up today. Are you ready? I pray you all be ready. I pray you all be ready for his return. Yeah, Paul seemed like he had it going on, but he said, I haven't obtained. That's what he says in verse 10. He said, I want to know Christ and experience the mighty power. And I want to raise him from the dead. And I want to suffer with him. Sanctification. Sanctify means to separate or to be set apart. Are you set apart? Are you fit in with the rest of the world? Let's just talk about it. Let's sit right there. Because the bottom line is, your whole life when you come to Christ is to be more like Jesus. Matter of fact, you strive for perfection. You get up every morning want to be more like Jesus every day, and you try to make it as best you can. Why would you go at opposite of God and know you're going? Sanctification. You see, God sets apart a person, a place, or a thing in order that his purpose may be accomplished. In the wilderness, he set aside the tabernacle where they could worship. Y'all not going to talk to me up in here. He sanctified the place. Matter of fact, he sanctified the day, the Sabbath. Say, let's keep it holy. He says, no, dear brothers and sisters, I have not achieved, but I focus on one thing. I focus. I forget the past. That's right. See, Paul knew he hadn't reached the spiritual maturity where God wanted him to be, or where he should have been. But he went on pressing toward the area. Listen what he says, I forget the past. I forget the past. What you got in your past right now that's causing you to feel like you ain't qualified? What you got in your past right now that keep coming up that cause you not to go ahead and try out? Or show up? Or show out? What does the devil keep reminding you of that's in your little box? You see, he was not all. Paul knew he was not all what he should have been. But he lived in absolute confidence of the ultimate salvation. You know, okay, you're born again, you know you're saved, right? You know you're saved, being saved, and going to be saved. You know that you're on your way to heaven anyhow, right? So if you're on your way to heaven anyhow, why aren't you trying to live for him and pursue what God has for you? Why? Listen now, y'all better listen to me carefully. We as Christians know that we must go, that perfection must be your goal. Y'all don't want to hear that. I didn't want to hear it. But I'm going to tell you this. Let's put some Bible with it. Because then you'll get it. Listen what Matthew 5:48 says. Matthew 5:48 says, but you are to be perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. That's Jesus talking. So you know, we can't be flawless, but what can we be? In character. Number one, in character, we can aspire to be as much like Christ as possible. Instead of just going through the motions and knowing that you ain't even trying. In holiness, we are to separate ourselves from the world's sinful value. You can't live like the world. You can't live like hell and go to heaven. And trying to live like hell, or talk to me, church. See, what happens is that we must separate ourselves. Like the Pharisees separated themselves from the world, but the Pharisees didn't carry his love with them to the world. And the Pharisees didn't bring mercy to the world. See, yeah, you're supposed to separate yourself, but at the same time, you're supposed to take the love to the world and show them Christ in you. Amen. Then you got to walk in maturity. You can't achieve Christ-like character and hold this all at once, but we must grow toward maturity and behavior. Work from where you are. Let me talk to you. If you're an infant, you can't be an adult, and you got to walk like an infant. What's wrong with us right now? You're trying to be like Charlie So-So, but you got to be you. See, God made you to be you. And the problem is you don't like you, so therefore you try to be him, and it don't mess you up. Oh, I'm going to talk real good today. You can say amen or not. Because I'm preaching to me. Is this okay? Okay. Now, there are four types of Christians. You figure out where you at. There's the baby. Oh, y'all know the baby. The baby is always about them. They always need to be took care of. They always need to be waited on. We're not going to talk to me here. Ain't got jack to do with how old you are either. It got to come out your mouth. Then there's the adolescent. It's beyond baby, but a little older. You give them a little bit more responsibility. Then there's the young adult. And from the young adults, you got the adult. Adults reproduce. See, if you're a believer, you ought to be reproducing. Who have you led to Christ this year? Or last year, 2018? Who have you took time to show them Christ and spend time with them and be about your Father's business? Now, I don't know. Now, where you fit on that scale, I don't know, but you know. And quit giving yourself so much credit.
Come on now.
Y'all might quiet. So we need to, we can be as much in your character, you can be as much in your holiness, and let me tell y'all something. You can strive to perfection as a child, but leave room for growth. You can strive for perfection as an adolescent, but leave room for growth. You can strive for perfection as a young adult, but leave room for growth. Here is this grown man named Paul, who used to be Saul, said, I have not attained, I have not arrived, I have not achieved perfection. But y'all don't hear what I'm trying to tell you. But I'm working on the level I'm on. Are you working on the level you on?
Yes, come on now.
That ought to encourage somebody right here, right now. You ought to be just thankful if you heard a word and say, start where you at. Don't try to be where you're not. You see, the problem with the church today, you want to impress somebody, think that you're something that you're not, when you ought to be who you are, so you can go ahead and God can use you and work through you and be where you're supposed to be. Paul said we should focus on one goal, forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. The past shouldn't be used as a barrier to your future. An excuse to drop out. Or even to avoid proper spiritual conduct in your relationship with God. You got to have a relationship with God. You say you love Him. How many of you love you ain't had no relationship with Him? Let me tell you something. If I love you, I'm going to be with you. Why would I waste my time acting like I love somebody when I don't? Well, y'all going to talk to me up in here? If I'm going to spend my time with somebody, I got to love them. 40-something years, you know I love me some Kathy. I mean, just real talk. I mean, why would you spend time with somebody you don't love? And if you say you love the Lord, why don't you spend some time with Him? Paul said, forget the past. He said, forget all your credentials. Forget all them titles you got and who you are and those accomplishments you have. And also, forget them sins. And like a runner, put your whole body reaching toward the finish line. You know what? This could be your last year. You need to finish well. If this was your last day today, where you at in your race? Because everybody's running a race. Are you pressing? Are y'all going to help me in here? Are you pressing on to reach the end of the race? Or to receive the heavenly prize for which God, through Jesus Christ, is calling? Now, let me tell you something else. Have you ever watched races? When they run it, if you're looking back, you worry about getting caught. Well, there's something coming on you fast, then you can run. If you know you win, you don't look back. As a matter of fact, you break the tape. You lean toward the end. Y'all don't hear me up in here. I used to run a little track. And you look back, you will fool around. And let me tell you something. A whole lot of wrecks happen from looking back. Looking in your rear view mirror when you should be looking at that real big front picture window in your car. Don't look back in 2019, but press forward toward the prize of gaining full knowledge of Christ.
Amen.
This is what he's talking about. He's talking about knowing Jesus for yourself. Not for the pastor. Not for the evangelist. Not for the deacon or the trustee. Not for your mama. Not for your daddy. He's talking about you need to know Jesus for yourself. Since 1 Corinthians 9, don't you realize that in a race everybody runs, but only one gets the prize, so you need to run to win. Run your race in 2019. And when you finish your race, you want God to say to you, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things, but I want to put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. And in your race in 2019, you need to know what your purpose is. You need to know what God wants you. We want to know, why did he save you? Why did he bring you over the threshold of 2018 into 2019? What did he want to do with you now? How does he want to use you now for his glory? How does he want to work through you? How does he want to show people himself through you? The race 2019, God's purpose for you, you need to spend more time in his word. Amen. If you ain't spending but 2 seconds, spend 4 seconds. That's right. Start where you at. I remember one time there was this preacher. He gone home to the Lord now. Reverend Copeland. He started reading the Bible. He read the Bible 3 or 4 weeks at a time. Go back and read the Bible 4 or 5 times a year. Dude, I was trying to get through one. I started feeling like I wasn't adequate. Because I was comparing myself to him.
My Lord.
And God showed me, he said, Ron, you be wrong. I can read you. You got your own fingerprints. You got your own DNA. You need to be you. If you just need to read one line a day, let that line sink in and take root and be able to use that line, so when you get out there, you'll be able to, oh Lord, have mercy, that it will impact you to the point that it will impact your life so you can impact others. What is it to read the Bible just to read, don't know what it says? Just so you say you know. Now I know he knew the Bible frontwards and backwards. I know he got everything out of it. He was an awesome man of God. And now he's at home with the Lord. And I want to get to that point where I can read the Bible, 4 or 5 times a year. God, let's just give me one right now. Bible in a year. Well, you need to spend time with God's word, and you need to be more consistent in your prayer life. You need to pray for yourself. Now, other people pray with you and pray for you, but you need to be praying for other folks. Let me ask you something. Have you ever prayed for somebody else? There's always somebody worse off than you. If you want to feel better about yourself, find somebody doing worse than you. And if you find somebody doing worse than you, they grab their hand and pray for them. Then you get somebody to pray for you, then you pray for them. That's called paying it forward, Lord. Have mercy. You need to work on trying to help somebody while somebody help you. You need to have somebody pour into you while you pour into somebody else. You see, that's how the church is supposed to go. The church is going to grow because whatever God got in you, you need to be you and let God use you. And and you look up to somebody else and they can help you where you at. Because you need some boundaries. Y'all working without boundaries. Jesus. I don't know where that came from. But when you don't have boundaries, you wreck. Do you know that in aviation, if you are 1 degree and you are to leave here headed to LA, and if you are 1 degree, you either end up in Mexico or Canada. If you don't adjust. So in 2019, what you need to adjust? What in your life do you need to bring back into alignment with the Word of God and bring back in alignment with the will of God? Bring back in alignment with the purpose of God. Be consistent in your reading the Word, spending time with it. Can I really be real with y'all? Because I like to talk to y'all about me because y'all looking at me like I'm crazy. I thought I cussed there for a minute, Fred. I'm joking. With me, in the will of God, with me, there's so many things that I look at that I could be better at? I used to take all my time preparing for the sermon. I never really spent time with God intimately. He was always working. So I missed the real love of my life because I was always studying for a sermon. I had to grow up, y'all. And what happened, somebody had to tell me. He tell me, said, Ron, how much time you spending with God without preparing for a sermon? He said, God already know you got to preach. If you spend time with him during the week, you ain't got to worry about what you're going to say Sunday. Well, y'all not going to talk to me. So now, I didn't got better, but 2019, I don't even turn the TV on. So I get into my devotion first. See, first I used to do, real talk, man. What I used to do, I used to get up, get me a cup of coffee, turn on the television, watch CNN and MSNBC and be tore up by the time I get to the Bible. The spirit be all messed up. I done changed now. 2019, you ain't nothing. Man, look at my TV don't come on.
Thank you, Lord.
If it do come on, I'm going to another room. And I found out I got more power now.
Yep.
See, that's experiencing Christ. This is what Paul was talking about. See, unless you get to know him, and there's more to know it. Whatever you know, there's more to know of God.
Amen.
See, there's more to Jesus than you know right now. So therefore, and he's willing to show you all that you want to know. Everything that you can come, because if you want to go deeper, he'll go deeper with you.
Yes, it will.
You want to stay surface, he'll be surface with you. You want to be superficial, he'll be superficial with you.
That's right.
What you want? This is what Paul said. I want to know more of him. I want to experience the power that raised Jesus from the dead. And then he said, I asked you the question, you got to witness more to help bring somebody to Christ. Don't you wait on the preacher to bring something to lead somebody to Christ. I mean, look at all y'all up in here. If each one of y'all led one person to Christ in 2019, look how much the advancement of the gospel would be. Look how many more workers we would have. Yeah, the laborers are few, but the harvest is plentiful. If you're waiting on one man,
Jesus.
That's what's wrong with the church today. They put too much pressure on the pastor.
That's right.
Want the pastor to preach, teach, go heal the sick, pray for the sick, do everything.
Tell it.
Go pastors. There's more pastors committing suicide in South Carolina than anywhere else.
Jesus.
But Jesus talking about the church.
That's right.
So 2019, be the church. And let me ask you this. How many are going to make a point to lead one person to Christ? One person to Christ in 2019. That be your goal. Let's don't go crazy. That's just one person. How many willing to take the challenge to try to witness to one person to lead them to Christ in 2019? And then does your giving reflect your heart for Christ? What you give in church, does it reflect how much you love it? That's deep, ain't it? I mean, if you really love the Lord, you ought to give.
Amen.
Give it, it shall be given to you.
Amen.
Pressed down, shaken together, running over. Do you believe the word? See, the more you stay in the word, the more you believe the word.
That's right.
And you need to go to small groups, and you need to be, worship should be your priority. These are the things that you should do if you're going to have new values, you're going to have new vigor, and have new vision in 2019. But if you keep doing the same thing, you get the same results. So y'all know what that's called.
That's right.
Insanity.
Jesus.
I got my challenge. I got what I got to do. I know I ain't what I ought to be. I know I ain't what God has created me to be. But I'm sure going to run toward it.
My Lord. My Lord.
I'm sure going to press toward it.
That's right.
Paul said he wasn't all what he's supposed to be either. Paul wrote half of the Old New Testament. And he still was striving. He still pressed. And I'm telling you today, you want a fulfilled life? You want to feel good about yourself? You got to press toward the Lord. You got to forget your past. You got to forget all the things that's blocking you, thinking that you don't qualify. None of us qualify.
Amen.
None of us measure up. But the good thing is that you're forgiven all because Jesus paid it all. He died for the sins of the world. If you're forgiven, you've been forgiven for the sins you did, the sins you're doing, and the sins you're going to do.
That's right.
You got to really confess them so that you can be reunited in relationship, but you don't lose your salvation. And the devil wants you to think you lost your salvation because you fell off. No. He wants to keep you out there in the street. He wants to keep you right there in the, but because he knows if you ever got back, if you ever got into what God has really created you to be, if you ever start fulfilling the will and the purpose that God has for you, then you're going to go around and bust him. Now you're going to uppercut him. You're going to give him a haymaker.
Hallelujah.
How many want to give the devil a haymaker this year, 2019? How many want to put the devil on the run? Because you and God is the majority. You and God is all powerful. I'm telling you, the devil ain't got nothing on you.
Amen.
Pursue. To run after. Run after God like a deer who runs after water. He saved you.
Thank you.
He provides. He protects. He blesses. He corrects. He loves us. In our good days and our bad days. He loves us when we're doing well. He loves us when we're doing wrong. Reach for perfection. Don't just exist. For Christ you live. And for Christ you die.
Hallelujah.
Because this might be your last year. And if it's your last year, go down swinging. Go down serving. Go down praying. Go down witnessing. Go down loving. Let's stand around me. I'm asking you today. I'm shooting a challenge out there. I want to have to get into the pulpit. I want to see who's going to surrender. Surrender those areas of your life that you compartmentalized, that you didn't let God in there. We all got them areas. We got them areas in our life that we want to keep to ourselves. He wants all of you. He wants the whole soul. So I'm saying to you now, if you want to surrender, come to this altar. Come on to the altar. You surrender right now, come to the altar. If you want to know more of it, turn this way, Dean.